Okay, so you're down here, you find e-resources, you have OZIC, that's my website, you have PIMRIS, their website, Pacific Collection, information about them, facts, just help things. Ask a librarian, we went through that. Now, the next two, all right, there's three important things here. Besides the databases, those are really important. But you have USP theses. You can look up past, if you follow this link, from titles, you can look at theses that have been written. They're in alphabetical order. Sorry, you can't do Boolean search on this one, but you can also look by the subject. So some of you are doing work on Pacific studies, psychology, sociology, and education. You can always look up under those topic headings to see what people are researching on. So let's go and do one really quick. Let's just say, let's look up education. What's happening with education? So click on the E. Okay, we'll just take one of these. All right, here. And let's go down to education. So you see educational change, educational anthropology, educational equalization, planning. That was from the Cooks. So it tells you the subject and what country it's from. I think, yeah. You have one, evaluation, Nata Siri. I don't know what they're studying there, but it could be educational techniques, any programs that they have. So just as you're doing your research and you might look for additional resources, don't forget about the theses, because somebody might have covered that as well. You never know. There are a lot of smart folks here, and sometimes the research that people do, you don't necessarily hear about that all the time. But there are people doing research on various topics. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Grog and education in Fiji. Young. So you click, it's the PDF, and it's the entire thesis. They have terms, abbreviations. Hey, this stuff is really good. So just remember that's there. Now, Libguides. Jamie has updated all the Libguides that we have. Oh, before we go back into Libguides, any questions on theses? No? Okay. Remember, all right, top one, referencing help. If you write APA, Chicago, tells you about EndNote, Harvard style, and MLA. So all of you guys do Harvard or APA? I write solely in APA when I did write. So if you pull one of these citations up, briefly tells you how to cite a journal article, a book, general information about how you do your bibliography, how you cite your sources, your references in the bibliography. Do you need page numbers? Of course, avoiding plagiarism. But these are good sources if you don't have, say you're doing APA and you don't have the style guide, the style manual, you know, you can use this as a quick reference point. The APA used to have a nice description of how to do APA style on their website a long time ago, but I don't know if they still do that anymore because they want you to buy their manual or their databases. But how to double spacing in your references is very important. What do you do if there's 2 or 3 authors? So most of that information that you would get in the guide, you get a synopsis of it here. And there are always additional resources on the left-hand side. So how to do text citations, it's all here. You might never have to leave the university. You can just stay right here, and you'll learn everything. So that's very important because as a post-grad, you guys are going to have to reference your sources. Next, subject guides. So this is a subject guide. Everybody saw how I clicked that? Yeah. Okay, you guys are smart. I'm sorry. I'm the slow one here. So the subject guides. So on every subject that it's taught in the university or would have some kind of research interest is here in the subject guide. So you can have it here on the top. You can list all guides by subject, climate change, computing information systems, development studies, economics, education, international affairs. So we pop up international affairs and it tells you kind of where to look for stuff, reference books, how to find books, and Pacific materials as it relates to international affairs. So it's a good thing to take a look at whatever your subject is. Take a look at the subject guide, see if there's any new resources out there that you can use, and just to, and then sometimes write the librarian and say, hey, any new resources, if you haven't seen it in a while, just to build that relationship. So at your leisure, at any time, take a look at the sources and the subject guides, and just see anything that stands out, that interests you, or anything that you want to see.